Ardissone defends against Felipe Garcia in a rematch for the PKA Bantamweight Championship of the World.
Round one scheduled for 12. Third round, Joe Corley with you from the University of Denver Ice Arena in Denver, Colorado.
Edmond Ardissone says he's been 12 rounds with Felipe Garcia. He doesn't think Felipe can hurt him. He says he might let Felipe come after him the first 2 rounds, and after that he's going to take it to him and knock him out.
Garcia is 8 pounds heavier when they met in Nice, France. Felipe did not fight well over there at all. There was a problem in the airport. There was a terrorist group. Felipe was handled by some people over there that thought he was involved with it, and he never did get his concentration back.
What happened in that first fight was that Felipe was off target most of the time. The time has now officially been stopped by JT Will. There's a little cut right inside the right eyebrow of Felipe. Don't know how it got there.
Okay, Joe, that's how the first fight was lost between the two. Felipe Garcia lost that fight in the last round. A cut over the eye. It was a TKO. Oh, a good spin back fist by Garcia, and he follows it up with a kick.
Well, there's a look of determination in Garcia's eye that definitely was not there before, and that cut does not look good.
That's what I was going to ask you about, Joe. What about that cut in the eyebrow? You've fought many times. How much is that going to affect him?
If it interferes with his vision, he's in for a long evening. Great counter kick then by Garcia. The power was gone when it got there.
Well, the eye looks very bad. The blood is now running into the eye itself. The cut is in the eyebrow. We're only in round one. In the corner, Red Martinez and Bob Carmichael are going to have to do a great job in between rounds. Look at the right eye of Felipe Garcia, Joe. We're near the end of round one. Garcia cut badly. Joe, look at the cut, and the referee, JT Will, was over, said, I'll give you another round, but what do you do now to close that thing?
They have several solutions that they can use in the cut. Some are legal. That's the ones they will be using. They want to make sure no damage is done, obviously.
That was a slip by Garcia. Garcia was told by the referee, JT Will, I'll give you another round. I got to believe Felipe is thinking knockout. On the eye during the round, and thus far no blood yet.
Garcia and Ardissone both with 8 kicks during that first round, and I had it as a dead even round, 10-10 in round number 1. Could not pick a winner.
Voice of Joe Corley, the executive vice president of the Professional Karate Association. Round 2 scheduled for 12 in Denver. Ardissone the champion, Garcia the challenger.
Ardissone in their first fight was somewhat apprehensive in the first few rounds, and he is not apprehensive now.
All right, there's another slip, and Garcia is down. Ardissone is tough. He has never been stopped.
Garcia dug down in, and his face almost went into the line of the side kicks.
Round 2, you must get in 8 kicks per round. We're scheduled for 12.
Every fighter must throw 8 hard kicks aimed at vital target areas. The kick judges are at the corners. Experimentally tonight, there are red lights and blue lights that you'll see on either side of the ring that are counting the fighters' kicks.
Garcia in the solid red pants. Ardissone has a blue and white stripe down his red pants. Round 2, this is for the World Championship.
Garcia's got to go to Ardissone and take this title away.
All right, there's the end of round 2. Good action at the bell. JT Will stayed with Felipe Garcia's corner the whole time. Round 3, scheduled for 12. And the big issue here is the cut over Garcia's right eye. As JT Will breaks him up, Ardissone goes through the ropes, and he'll fix the pad on his leg.
Ardissone very, very determined. Very important to him. He's the first champion in the PKA in Europe. Very important to him that he keep that title in Europe. Garcia knows if he loses this one, the door is closed for him.
They've stopped the time. Now they're ready to go again. Ardissone has been influenced by Bob Thunderfoot Thurman, who was on the turn. There's a quick spinning back kick. The best punch of the fight for Garcia landed on the forehead of Ardissone.
Ardissone is not acting the least bit intimidated by it.
Garcia goes to the body, and Ardissone covers up. Edmond Ardissone, as I mentioned at the top, once fought a guy 34 pounds heavier. There was a mix-up in the papers. He won the fight. He'll fight you anytime, any place. Garcia has him in a corner now. That punch lands high. Keep in mind, we're in Denver, so the crowd is going to react. There was no damage.
Ardissone is acting like he's not being influenced at all by the force of those blows.
Garcia with a spinning back kick grazed Ardissone. Garcia's first fight, he made 50 cents when he was 14 years of age.
That was boxing, not karate, right? When he was in Mexico.
The cut is holding up this round as the corner, Felipe Garcia, has done a good job. Ardissone will go at you southpaw, Joe, and then he'll switch. Looks like he's tough to fight, tough to figure.
Very tough. Garcia's given up more height, given up height.
Look at that. Relaxing him more, do his 8 kicks, and then start boxing him and using that jab. That jab is working very good against the former champion.
That's Victor Terrio, a champion in his own right from Canada, trainer of many of the top fighters there.
Good action in the middle of the ring. The corner's done a good job with that cut. Garcia is more aggressive now. He seems to be gaining confidence that the eye will hold up, Joe.
Garcia fighting a much, much better fight than he did in January. He can pick apart Ardissone and take the title that way.
How do you have the scoring thus far, Joe?
I've got Garcia up by 2 points, 30-28. Round kick went right to the head.
Felipe Garcia, a heavier fighter this time at 124. He was 116 back in January.
His upper body looks much more powerful than it did then. Ardissone just landed his best left hand of the fight. Nice sweep attempt then. Side kick to the face by Garcia.
Well, I'll tell you what, both fighters with a great look of determination. There's a front kick, or I should say a side kick by...
The round kick landed right in the ribs.
Garcia goes to the body, and there's another slip. JT Will is our referee. This is round 4, scheduled for 12. On the line, World Bantamweight Championship. The champion, Ardissone, red pants, blue and white stripe. Coming to the end of round 4, Ardissone and Garcia. Ready? Let's take a look at this kick, Joe.
Garcia with a back leg roundhouse kick right on the jaw. Good round for Garcia. Ardissone still not flabbergasted by anything.
Round 5 scheduled for 12. Joe, what are these judges looking for?
Well, in these rounds that we're seeing, if you think the fighters might be even on effectiveness, the judges would look to give the round to the fighter who was the most effective kicker. So far, that's been Garcia.
That is the one thing that Ardissone did mention positive about Garcia. He thought he was a good kicker. Other than that, he was unimpressed with him in their fight in January.
Garcia said he hoped that Ardissone would come after him. He hopes that Ardissone will bring the fight to him.
Once again, not to be redundant, the cut has not been a problem since the second round. The corner, Garcia has done a good job. There's a spinning back fist. Oh, Ardissone missed an uppercut. Knocked all the air out of the joint. Round 5. Third round, Joe Corley. Happy to be with you. We've got a good one here in Denver, Colorado.
I think Ardissone better start landing more and start causing Garcia to miss more if he wants to take the world title back to France with him.
Karate is so popular over here. There's a slip. Let's see if Felipe is all right. He went down pretty hard. He's okay. Our referee, J.T. Well, has done a very good job. The referee is so important. Full contact karate.
That's what accounts for our safety record. No fatalities in PKA. 0.
Garcia continues to push in. Ardissone with a good shot to the face.
He's jammed that
round 5. Ardissone and Garcia. More action coming up. Corner.
Essaye de faire un round pour rien, il est mort aussi, mort. Il est comme toi, monte ta garde, il fait des coups de bidon. Il est parti trop fort. Calme-toi. Hein? Combien c'est? C'est combien? 6.
Right now they're telling that he's in command of the fight, but he should be staying in the middle. Stay away from those corners because Felipe Garcia is banging him in the corners.
Good advice.
Round 6. Let's see if Ardissone stays in the middle. Ardissone, before he became a fighter, there's a slip, and strictly a professional, worked for a newspaper. Pretty good side kick that time by Ardissone.
When we were in Nice back in January, the response there was phenomenal for PKA. These people, the French head of the organization there in Europe, phenomenal host. They've got a great structure for PKA established there in Europe.
All right, Joe, what do you have as far as scoring?
I've got Garcia leading now by 3 points, 50 to 47.
There's a straight right by Garcia that grazes Ardissone. Ardissone's still having problems with the equipment on his feet.
He was adjusting his shin guard then.
Felipe Garcia, a much bigger fighter than Ardissone faced back in January. There's a pretty good side kick, roundhouse kick, I should say.
Garcia is much more powerful in the upper body now than we saw him in Nice in January. He said he's just been eating better.
This is round 6.
Ardissone decided to mix it up with Garcia last round. That was a good left hand by Ardissone. Now he's decided to let Garcia come after him.
Well, you look around the crowd, Joe, you talk about intensity, people on the edge of their seats. The crowd is really into it. That's the one thing about full contact karate now. You cannot lay out. You must get those 8 kicks in. We near the end. Round 6, Ardissone and Garcia. JT Will came over, just took a quick look at Felipe Garcia. He's leaving the B now. As the handlers have done an excellent job on that cut. Talk about excellent jobs. A plug for Karen Turner, the promoter, and a real warrior who's worked very hard, also manages Felipe Garcia. Ready for round 7. Garcia going against the champion, Edmond Ardissone.
You saw that little effortless-looking kick from Garcia drive Ardissone back about 6 feet. Gives you an idea of how these guys can kick, even at this weight.
Joe, are you surprised the job they did with that cut? Because it has not been a factor, and I really didn't think they'd be able to continue.
Well, I'm glad for Garcia that they did. Red Martinez in his corner does a superb job. His cut man also doing an excellent job.
That's Bob Carmichael.
Excellent job.
Garcia lands that punch behind the ear.
I tell you, when we were in Nice, Felipe Garcia had a look in his eyes like he really didn't belong there. Edmond Ardissone is starting to have that same kind of look in this fight.
Garcia first won the championship from Larry Sanders, that is, even though he had a 5-inch reach advantage. Felipe's just a tough guy, and you mentioned Ardissone looking like maybe he doesn't belong. We wondered if he would have a problem fighting with this guy. There's a good left by Garcia, and another left. Ardissone looks stunned. Looked at the official, J.T. Will.
Nice spinning back fist in by Ardissone.
This man has never been stopped. You do not become a champion unless you have a lot of stuff going for you. Right on the button. Not that much behind it. Ardissone walked into it.
We're beginning to see the depth of Felipe Garcia as a fighter. I know it was just killing his soul to hear people say that he was on his way out.
Well, he's only 26 years of age. Ardissone is 31. But Ardissone really believed that this guy's over the hill. That'll take off the action. Let's take a look at some of this action, Joe, and let you describe it.
Well, Felipe Garcia is just doing some picking here. See, the right hand was a little wide, but look how he puts them together. There's that look in Ardissone's eyes where he's trying to concentrate, but he just feels out of place, I think. That's the way Garcia looked in France.
Hey, let's go. Round 8 scheduled for 12.
Garcia has thrown 63 kicks. Ardissone has thrown 61.
Garcia, noted for his excellent kicks. Trying to regain his title here in his hometown.
What a technique.
Ardissone got in a good kick, and then Garcia had a left that landed on the butt. Pretty good right by Ardissone. Keep the punches up. You heard it from J.T. Will. What's our scoring look like, Joe?
I've got Garcia up by 5 points myself at this point. But Ardissone's beginning to land better in this round.
Garcia ran 5 to 9 miles a day to get ready for this fight. Ardissone, a lot of heavy road work also. Against the ropes, here's the action. Right above us.
2 good kicks by Ardissone, the round kick and the front kick to the body. Another one, good side kick to the body.
Here's the action as J.T. Wills gives Ardissone a warning. Felipe Garcia has tremendous flexibility, and it really pays off in his kicks, Joe. He does the splits as well as anybody I've ever seen warming up for a fight.
He jumps up in the air to about 6 feet, then comes down. Nice sweep right hand in by Garcia.
Ardissone still fighting southpaw, now switches to the right. The action is slowed down for the first time in this fight. Garcia dug one to the body, and Ardissone countered with a straight left.
Nice sweeps then by Garcia, followed up with kicks to the head.
Let's hear J.T. Will, what he has to say.
He's just taking a look at the cut.
He has a warning for holding around the head. Next time, it's a penalty. Don't hold. And you guys got to stay down. Second shot.
Well, one of the problems when it's tough communication, J.T. Will is doing a good job. He has warned Ardissone about holding.
Remember, there's no clinching permitted in PKA action. No clinching permitted.
Round number 9 scheduled for 12. Garcia and Ardissone. Ardissone the champion. Garcia trying to win his crown back.
This is do or die time for Felipe Garcia. A back fist countered with a left hook by Garcia. This is not a Garcia that they saw in France.
Joe, I'll tell you, Ardissone is tough, though. He's taking a lot of punishment. But he hangs in there. He's never been stopped, and he's very proud of that. There's a solid right.
After the referee said break.
Will had the call on. Ardissone's eyes don't look that good. Garcia senses it, and he moves in. A right and a left and another right. Garcia has hurt Ardissone. Ardissone is trying to clear his head.
Garcia mixing it up.
Oh, a solid right by Garcia. Ardissone is hurt. He attempts a left and a right. He's got him on the ropes. A right, a left. Garcia. Ardissone holding on. Ardissone looks to his corner for help. Round 9. It's been all Garcia.
Right to the body, left back to the head then by Garcia. You see the depth.
Boy, and he's just waiting in. Ardissone is out of gas. As we near the end of round 9, Ardissone going against Garcia. Well, look at the action in round 9 as Felipe Garcia, Joe, just goes wild.
This is a tough call for referee J.T. Will. Very tough call. He comes in, he says break. Garcia's right hand is on the route there. So Jay couldn't really do anything about it. He gives Ardissone a second to clear his head. But that's about all he can do. He can't penalize Garcia because you saw the right hand was in flight.
J.T. Will almost catches the ball himself. Look at the eyes of Ardissone. What do you think, Joe?
I think he's in bad trouble.
All right, round 10 scheduled for 12. Ardissone is a very proud fighter. Right now, he appears to be behind the hometown hero, Felipe Garcia. And boy, I'll tell you, in between rounds, Joe, the crowd was going crazy.
I tell you, Edmond Ardissone and all of the people in that French contingent have a lot to be proud of. The progress they've made in that country in the last 5 years. But Edmond Ardissone just does not seem to be with it right now.
And his hands are dropping, Joe. His hands have come down. Doesn't seem to have any mustard on his punches. The kick he landed was pretty good, but the punches don't seem to have the zip on them. Joey looks like he's out of gas now. Let's see if Garcia moves in. He looks to his corner. Round 10 scheduled for 12.
Garcia's going to the body and back up to the head. A mark of a real, true, seasoned pro.
Ardissone's hands are down. Let's see if that's a slip. J.T. Will stepping over Ardissone.
Look how much energy Ardissone had to expend getting up there.
You heard it from Joe Corley, a champion himself. He's been in the ring many times. Garcia continues to stalk Ardissone. There's a solid kick, the spinning back kick.
I think the danger of Ardissone knocking Felipe Garcia out may be past.
We're in the Mile High City. Ardissone fighting in the States for the first time, defending his title.
I'm sure bout number 3 will be up for grabs as to where it happens. Garcia loses there if Ardissone loses here.
We'll be back with more action from Denver right after this. Round 11, Garcia and Ardissone. We've had a great fight here. Garcia's been much more aggressive as he tries to win his title back here in his hometown.
Both fighters have thrown 88 kicks.
Solid left and a right by Garcia, and he follows it up. I have never seen Felipe so determined, Joe. A solid left and another left. Ardissone's fighting on instincts, Joe.
This is the first time in a number of years that Garcia has been fighting as the underdog.
If he wins this fight, Joe Corley, the most valuable player has to be Red Martinez and Bob Carmichael in this corner. They stopped that cut after round 1, and it looked like Garcia would not be able to go on.
tell you, the difference we've seen in Garcia and Ardissone basically has to do with depth in this fight. But Ardissone still has some gas.
Well, I'll tell you, Ardissone had a little something going, as you mentioned. If that thing lands, you might have a different ball game right now. The hands are down, though, for Ardissone.
20 knockouts and 32 wins. That's not shabby.
The other side of the coin, Garcia has 17 KOs. His record is 34-1. Ardissone's 34-2.
What a pace these guys have set. All of the kicks they've thrown have been hard kicks.
Round 11. You seem to have the feeling Garcia does not feel Ardissone can hurt him as he wades in. Here's the story, round 11. We've got one round and about 7 seconds left in this world title fight as Garcia lands with a right hook and a good kick at the end of the round, and JT Will stops the action.
Victor Terrio can hear what they're saying there. Victor, what's the final instruction for Ardissone?
Well, right now his trainer is trying to wake him up. He knows he can't afford to take a thrashing like that. They want him to win this round big.
All right, this is it. And there's some sportsmanship. This is the 12th and final round. On the line, the World Bantamweight Championship. The champion is in the red pants with the blue and white stripe. The challenger, Garcia, just landed a left and a right. How do you have it scored thus far, Joe?
I've got Garcia up by 7 points now, 109-102. But neither one of these guys can know with this kind of fight where they stand.
Felipe is the cry from the crowd as they're going crazy here in Denver. Garcia survived the cut in the very first round. JT Will came over and said, we'll give you one more round. The corner did a great job, and here we are in the 12th round. Garcia still has some smoke on those kicks. Ardissone pressing in. His corner feels he needs a knockout.
Both men trying to sweep one another. The sweeps, remember, have to be down there at the very bottom of the leg.
20 seconds.
Went down.
Garcia continues to land. Ardissone has never been stopped, and this fight will go the distance. Crowd feels that Garcia has regained his championship. Listen to him.
Ardissone doesn't quite have the strength to lift those arms.
Well, we'll be back with the decision in Denver, Colorado. Edmond Ardissone, Felipe Garcia, go the distance, 12 rounds. Stick with us. The decision coming up right after this message. Garcia and Edmond Ardissone have just completed 12 rounds of competition. The official in the middle, JT Will. Let's go to the ring announcer, Dan Walker, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Wurstenberg scores it 120-108. Judge Terrio scores it 119-114. Judge Cordova scores it 118-116 for the winner. And once